Welcome back to the weekly manga podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all about your favorite ongoing Japanese manga. This week, we're going to take a bit of a look at what manga bookstores in Japan look like, and even just what Japan looks like by taking a look at the trips that Gautam and I took to Japan a few months ago, separately that is. So if you're interested in Japan travel or manga, stick around. Hello again, my name is Bruce. I am the proprietor of the White Gray Black YouTube channel, and this week I am joined again by the Kyoto to my Tokyo, Gautam.
What's up, people?
I guess I will lead off. I went to Japan back in December for a little over 2 weeks and spent time pretty much only in Tokyo. Had an amazing time there. My first time going. Gautam, tell me about your trip and your experience with Japan also.
Yeah, so this is my third time, and it's just such a nice place to visit, but probably not work. It's great for vacation though. I went with a few of my buddies who hadn't been before, so I did the classic Tokyo to Kyoto to Osaka, and then I fit in some Takayama time, and then I came back to Tokyo.
Very cool. Yeah. So we'll just take a little bit of a picture tour through both of our trips. I took a lot of pictures of some manga bookstores. I think I have like two sort of current bookstores and one kind of historical one in mind, along with all the other things I did. So we'll just take a quick little trip, have a little bit of a deeper discussion on what it looks like and what it's like to go inside a bookstore in Japan, how that works. I know both of us bought a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump sort of from the week that we were there. So I'll talk a little bit about that.
We traded whatever that week's copy of Shonen Jump was. It was very cheap and also the most cumbersome thing in my suitcase at the same time.
Yeah, it's the full size thing is enormous. It's like I think there were
like a textbook, man.
Do you know how much yours was? I think mine was like 450 yen maybe, or like maybe 600, something like that, which is like $4. Like at most it was $4.
And from when I went, that's like $2.50 because of the value.
Did it get even worse? Because when I was there, it was like 60 yen on 160 yen on the dollar or something like that. I guess I don't know, 60%. Yeah. So if it was like if something was 1,000 yen, it was not $10. It was like $6. So, but yeah,
what it is now.
One of the reasons why it was check it out.
It's 150 now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was like 140, I guess would be what it was when I was there. But yeah, this is Narita Airport. This is where I landed. A nice Nintendo sign was telling me welcome to Japan. I stayed near the Ueno area. Like I think I was 2 stops kind of north of that. I don't even remember the name of my stop. But this is a little panorama I took of Ueno Park. I took a bunch of panoramas. I don't know why. I got there and I was like, everything is so cool. I'm going to take these huge panorama shots. But
real quick before we get into it, just to preface one thing, right? The thematic or the theming linking this to manga is very, very loose. We're just shooting the shit about our trips.
A little loose, yeah. We both went to Japan. We haven't sat down and talked about it. Although I do have a lot of pictures of manga bookstores that I am interested to talk about because there is some cool stuff going on. Some series that you hardly ever hear about over here that are pretty widely advertised, especially back in December. So,
a lot of the shit I talked about is like it's in the bestseller list, and I'm like, hey, that's good to see. I'm glad some of like the sleeper niche things that I bring to the table here are actually doing well. And
yeah, I mean, it's
nice.
We'll talk a little bit more once we see kind of the pictures I have inside the bookstore, but there's a lot of stuff that Western audiences just don't participate in or know about that is extremely popular in Japan. And it's interesting. Well, we'll get there, but it's interesting that because I went in December, which is sort of before the January season kind of started up, there's a little bit of a preview for the anime that are going to be big. But but this is Ueno Park. This was a really cool. It's just an enormous park in the middle of the area. Ueno is kind of known as more of like a I guess like a quieter kind of suburb of Tokyo. Like older people and families live there. So that's kind of the area that I was staying in, which was really nice. The very first day, I did the nerd shit. So this is Akihabara Station. This is outside one of the exits of it. The nerd. I was trying to see. There was like, this is some cute girls doing cute things. This is okay. Okay. We have to talk about this. This was everywhere in Akihabara. Have you heard of this? This is like Shining Musume, the like horse girl racing thing.
Oh yeah, that was on coffee cans, but
Yeah, it was everywhere.
I don't see the posters anymore, but I'm assuming that was like on this season or something.
Yeah, it might have been
the season, December season.
Something like that. Yeah, this is one of those things that I just like is not popular in the West at all. Like I don't think it's even licensed, and like Shining Musume pretty frequently makes like the top 10, top 20 best selling manga over there. So yeah, this is really cool. I ended up eating lunch. You like go up here and walk around. There's like a mall over here. I had some really good skimming over there. But this is I'm not going to show. You can go and Google the pictures of Akihabara. People have taken better pictures than me. But this is the nerd stuff. So I went into this is like a used collector type bookstore that I went into first. And so these
Mandrake?
it might be Mandarake. I don't remember exactly where this was, but these are, I think, old like Osamu Tezuka manga, and some other stuff. Yeah, like really old, like 50s, 60s, manga. And some of these are not too cheap, right? Like this is about $60. But some of these are like, I mean, like this is like $400 for this thing right here. This looks like it might be like early 50s, late 40s, even maybe.
Yeah, goddamn.
But some cool collector stuff. I'm pretty sure these two.
Antique.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these two up here are Osamu Tezuka or the same kind of era as him. So that was pretty cool. There were also some other magazines. These are just like these are Godzilla magazines from like the original, 58? I think Godzilla came out 59. So this is in that same general timeline. I thought that was pretty interesting. The kind of different versions of Godzilla you got there. And then you've got like old Ultraman, sort of original Ultraman runs here. This is, I think, an old Weekly Shonen Jump, that might not be. It might just be another old magazine. But and then down here you've got some stuff that's a little bit more modern. Like this is like season 3 Power Rangers Super Sentai. It's like 2 or 3. I remember these helmets from when I was, like 5 or 6 years old. But just lots of cool stuff. This is who's the Bug Man? What is this called?
Kamen Rider?
Kamen Rider, yeah. Kamen Rider. So lots of this cool kind of historical stuff, historical literature, if you were so influenced. And then this is, I think, elsewhere in the same little shop. They just had basically a copy of every single issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. I'm sure they were missing some, but you can just see, right? Like this is for the same year, this is volume 13, 28, 34, 44. And they just had walls and walls of this. Yeah, here's like, this is like a more recent year. This is probably, okay, this has My Hero.
It seems like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, or maybe even a little bit longer than that. Maybe even like 5 or 6 years ago, because it's got
like Psyche K, World Trigger. It has Toriko on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like Shokugeki no Soma and what's the volleyball one? Haikyuu.
Like 6 to 7 years ago for sure.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Assassination Classroom is still running.
Yeah, and that Assassination Classroom ended in 2019, I think, or 2020. It's been over for a bit, maybe 2021. I don't know. But yeah, but like I said, they've got 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So they've just got, and this is just like, this it's like 60 years of, you could just go in and read. I tried to take they also just had just like a bunch of volumes of manga. And this is not a very good video. But I was just trying to show like, it's this tiny, packed close together thing that's just 10 feet tall. It's just all manga, this entire bookstore, which is very cool.
It's a cool bookstore. It's not Mandrake, but it's like some other one. But it's
it was just something that I found, on like the 4th or 5th floor of something in Akihabara, which is neat. This is, what is the old classic game store in Akihabara? I think you told me to go there.
Super Potato?
Yeah, this is Super Potato. I had never seen Dance Dance Revolution with
Mario edition. I haven't seen
and
that
he's
either.
going hard. He's going absolutely hard up here.
What does like Mario do for us in this Dance Dance Revolution? I guess it's
I
just
don't
Mario songs. A lot of Mario songs.
maybe I'm not sure. But there are lots of cool old games here. There was this picture of an absolutely stoned out of his mind Fox McCloud. Also,
Fox McCloud has seen better days.
Yeah, I didn't. The other statue that was on this floor was a statue of Solid Snake that also was similarly kind of
Oh, I'd love to see that.
budget created. I have those pictures. I didn't put all of them in here, obviously, but
That's great.
yeah. So that shop was really cool. This is another thing that something I like about Japan, or at least that is entertaining about Japan, is that their advertising there is so much more wild.
It is. They go ham.
This
And I love it.
Yeah, what you're looking at right now is a screen phone protector case, like what's on the shelf for a screen phone protector, and it's not just like a screen phone protector for this phone. No, it's called like Metal X Glass, like premium rich. It has like an Optimus Prime, like Transformer
Gorilla.
metal Mecha Gorilla on it. He's screaming. It's like metal frame, 10H glass. Everything is like
made from his body.
Yeah, but this is. I mean, I'm sure you noticed too, but like so many advertising things are like this, where it's like nothing can just be like, this is just listed as what it is. They don't have like, oh, this is, Dawn dish soap and it has pleasant flowers. It's like, no, it's Dawn dish soap. There's like a half naked guy in underwear screaming on it or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much stuff and so many people packed in. It's like your advertising has to stand out because there's so many different versions and so much stuff. And I walked by this shop. I think this is on my way to Asakusa, sort of the old Tokyo part. And this shop was just called Groin and it had a pig on it. And that is how they got my attention there. So
Groin cuts only.
yeah, I don't know.
Prime groin cuts.
This is, I think, the temple at Asakusa, which is really cool. This is especially
Go
cool.
Go back to that. There's something more interesting than the temple.
Yeah.
That picture over
Yeah,
there.
there's a dog down here, I think.
It's a dude pushing a dog around in a baby carriage, a pampered
A Shiba.
Shiba.
And it's funny, I wasn't sure if it was going to be like there were a lot of Shiba Inus, basically is what I was
There
like.
were.
Like 50% of all the dogs I saw, which I didn't see too many dogs in Tokyo, right? But
Dude,
half of them that I
so
saw.
pampered. They're so fucking pampered. I saw this Japanese lady and her child like walking this puppy Shiba Inu, and it was just throwing a full ass tantrum. And like the little kid who's supposed to be throwing the tantrum and the mom are just like, how do we get it to stop throwing this tantrum it's throwing right now? I love it. It's so funny.
It's great. This is especially cool because if you are a fan of Fire Force, the division, what is it? It's like Division 2 or Division 7 or something in Fire Force is responsible for the area of Tokyo that's Asakusa, and they have this sort of classic era stuff. And there's a really cool fight that happens basically right above this building, like not even a different building, like it's above this building. And that's Benimaru taking down, doing like his full moon, rising moon attack or something like that. It's awesome. And I really like Fire Force. Like
they've since repaired the building after it took that attack.
Yeah, well, yeah, something like that. One of the reasons I wanted to go to Asakusa is it plays such a big part in Fire Force, which is like, I read that, 2 years ago or so, and I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really fun, really enjoyable shonen. So this is more of just sort of the entrance, the front of Asakusa. There's a big market out front. I had lunch there.
There's some fuckery in that picture, by the way. That lady on the left looks like she's like hovering over the ground a little bit.
Which one?
The lady in the coat to the left with the suitcases.
Oh.
Like zoom out. You're zooming in too much. So you're ruining the optical illusion.
Oh, okay.
Zoom out.
Yeah.
Zoom out because...
That's full zoom out, so I don't know.
Yeah. It looks like she's hovering because of where that grate is placed.
Oh, yeah, I see. She's like above the grate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to convey how big. Did you go to Asakusa in any of your past trips, Gautam?
Yeah, I went on my first 2 trips.
Cool. It's hard to convey in a picture how like fucking huge these things are. This thing is like 50 or 60 feet tall. Like it's enormous. But it's really neat. I like that. This is me pointing at Tokyo Skytree. I did not go up there because it was 1, expensive, and 2, kind of far away from everything else, kind of out of the way to get to.
But gone, man. They have a really cool shopping complex inside.
It was like like $50 to go up the Skytree. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
you'll see later. I go up to Tokyo Tower, and Tokyo Tower was like $20, like half
next
price.
time do the Skytree. Even if you don't get a ticket, the shopping complex is worth it.
Oh,
They have,
really?
like,
Okay.
Shonen Jump Store and all that. Like, they have a ton.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll have to do that. This is Tokyo Station. This is the sort of above, I don't know what you call it, outside building of
That's
Tokyo
cool.
Station. Yeah, if you have not been outside Tokyo Station, it's like gorgeous. It's really cool.
That's a lovely shot. Yeah.
Yeah, really neat, really pleasant. There were tons of people in Tokyo Station, like especially in the actual kind of station part underneath where the trains all connect and stuff. I mean, I was not like shoulder to shoulder, but like, almost shoulder to shoulder the whole time. Bunch of people. That's like, I had to transfer through there from Narita Airport. I had to go through there to get back. It's a huge hub, and it's like, it's not even really a single station. There's like 4 or 5 stations that you can like sort of go under Tokyo Station and like walk to the other places. Like when I went, in a couple days, I go south to like Odaiba area. You have to like go to Tokyo Station, sort of go underground, walk to kind of a secondary station, and do all that. I took a bunch of pictures here, but none of them came out very well. This is like the Royal Palace area. It's really pretty. It's like protected by a big moat, lots of old buildings. I tried to come back and go to a different day, and it was closed, and I was disappointed. So, yeah, this is actually, so after this, I went to Odaiba. Odaiba is kind of this like southern island area. This is Tokyo Sea Life Park, which is just a neat little aquarium that I went to. It looks like it's not very big. This is like the part that's sticking out, and there's more of it underneath. But
Oh, I like how that building looks.
yeah, it's very cool. It was a really neat building. And then this was kind of their big attraction. I don't know, not these are bluefin tuna, right, or yellowfin? I think these are bluefin tuna. And they have them in a repeat. There we go. They have them in a display case is not the right word. Tank? Aquarium tank? Yeah.
Yeah.
These things swim. It's like hard to convey on the video. Those things were swimming so fast, and so they have to give them tons of room to like be able to move that fast, right? I mean, they're shaped like missiles, right? They literally look like missiles. But it was really cool to see those because I got to eat some of those, which is really great. There's this building you might recognize. I had a shot from the other side, but I couldn't get a really good shot of the big balls on the other side. This is in what anime did this show up in?
Terror in Resonance.
Terror in Resonance. Yeah. I think.
Oh, is this the one? I was just guessing. Okay, cool.
I think that's right. I think this is the building they blow up in Terror in Resonance.
No. Actually, that's the Tokyo Metropolitan Building.
Oh, it is. This is the Fuji Television Building. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I'm curious.
Well, I haven't seen that show, so they might have blown this one up too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Fuji Television Building, Fuji Broadcasting Center. Yeah, here it is. Does it not have like a Odaiba Minato Award? Okay, whatever. There's nothing on the Wikipedia page that says like, oh, featured in these anime. But yeah, it's a really weird, interesting looking building. I think it's one of the older buildings too in Japan, since a lot of stuff is new. And this is the coolest thing in Odaiba, which is this is I think it's called like the Dive City Mall, like Odaiba Dive City or something like that. It's like a 6-floor shopping mall. And the top floor has the Gundam store. I think it's literally just called the Gundam store. And out front they have this 35, 40 foot tall unicorn Gundam, which 3 or 4 times a day does its little transformation sequence. It was okay. It was,
This is what I realized, Bruce. I get
is
you.
Weird, but
being a fan of Gundam pays off big dividends if you ever go to Japan, because
That's
there's
true.
so
That's
much
true.
Gundam related shit.
Yeah.
There's a huge Gundam here near Yokohama, and then there's a million specialized Gundam shops. Gundam
This
cafes,
is
Gundam
not the one in
everything.
Yokohama. So there's the other big original Gundam, Mobile Gundam, I think is what that one is. This is Gundam Unicorn. This is in Odaiba. This is a different one. So, but there's another one in Yokohama, which is on the complete other side of Tokyo, which I did not go to, which I should have wanted to, but I ended up not going. So, oh yeah, here we go. Okay. So now, in this Odaiba Dive Mall is where I went to my first manga bookstore. So, it looks, like a bookstore, but it's cool to see like, okay, One Piece, blah, blah, blah. Here's, I think this is Weekly Shonen Jump for the week, or maybe that's Jump Giga or something. But like these are the kinds of things they're advertising, right? Like here's Monster 8, here's Goku Rakugai, which we've talked, we don't really talk about Monster 8. I'm up to date on it. It's just not very good for the past year. Goku Rakugai I need to catch up on, but this is one that we talked about, I think, when the first couple of chapters dropped last year sometime. But you've got Chainsaw Man, Blue Box, Akane Banashi on the right there. So lots of stuff that we do talk about on this podcast quite a bit. So
Yeah.
and you'll see a lot more. So Delicious in Dungeon had not started its anime yet, but it was being, in all the places that I went, it was being really pushed. I saw a lot of advertisement. I mean, it also just finished publication like what, 4
There were
months
posters
before this?
everywhere in like
Yeah.
Shinjuku and stuff for it.
I'm sure, yeah. But
And
I mean,
yeah.
like we see here, right? They've got, I think these are the last 2 volumes, or maybe the last 2 or 3 volumes up here being advertised. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else here that I recognize. This is
Ayumu make his move.
yeah, down here. When will Ayuma make his move? Sort of in the middle there. This is the trash. What is this called?
The trash one.
The trash manga, which is called Gachiakuta. That's what it is. Which I need to catch up on because I really liked it, but I just kind of lost track of it. Yeah, and then go
Classic
Doraemon, which will just be in half the pictures and you won't even recognize it. I had to take a picture of this because this is the what is this? The girl that I have a crush on isn't a girl at all, or something like that.
Something like that.
This one shows up on Reddit occasionally, and I think is the art in it.
Pretty
I like
popular
a lot.
there.
Yeah,
there were
pretty
a lot
popular.
Of that when I went to.
Yeah, and then of course they are advertising Yomi no Sugai, and they are advertising it exactly the way I would, which is by literally slapping Full Metal Alchemist like visuals on it and being like, "This is from the Full Metal Alchemist author. Please buy this. It's amazing." But I actually saw, I mean, you'll notice the couple of times that we've talked about sales figures. Yomi no Sugai breaks the top 10 every time a volume comes out. So yeah, the Japanese love it, and the West is stupid for not liking this. This is going to get an anime, and this is going to be like, oh my gosh, it's back. So yeah, I was super excited to see that advertised like that. This is a magazine, Doraemon. I don't remember what this is. This is like something No Diamond, Days of Diamond, which is a baseball thing, I think.
Okay.
And this is another one, right? Apothecary Diaries, which also had not started its anime, but was about to. Was again a huge push. Basically, there's a huge push for things that are either like about to have an anime or currently airing. I don't know if you noticed the same or not.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I saw a lot of Apothecary Diaries, a lot of
Probably a lot of Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, yeah.
Oh man, Frieren especially is like really big.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting. I'll have to ask you what you saw because I think maybe it's in this one. I think it might be in the second one I go to, but
Plenty
there's
of
a big,
Oshinoko, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tons of Oshinoko.
You know what the biggest thing I've seen so far though is like
What's that?
The most merch.
Some Spy Family over here.
Is Spy Family.
Yeah,
It's
Spy Family was
see
really big.
A metric fuck ton of Anya everywhere.
I think you were close. Okay, was the movie for Spy Family either is coming out soon?
I think it was the Haikyuu movie that was playing in theaters.
Okay,
so not the Spy Family movie.
When did this Code White movie come out? Do we know? Okay, releases April 19th. Yeah, so you were a little bit closer to the release of the movie, so I bet that they were pushing that more. Yeah, Spy Family was big. I mean, you can see here how many. I mean, it takes up like 10 or so stacks of books. But they had Oshinoko. Something else that I thought was interesting about these manga bookstores, and I think there's another picture later that demonstrates it a little better, but they will often have stocked a lot of the most recent volume, and then they will have a lot of chapter 1, and then the middle volumes are kind of, maybe they just have 1 copy or less copies. And you'll see here, right, like this, this is volume 1, 2, and 3. They have a bunch of copies of it, and I think the most recent volume is 13, right up here. So they have a bunch of copies of that. So I thought that stocking that it was smart. Yeah, here we go. So this is before. This is before Frieren was airing, I believe, or maybe no, it already started airing because this started in fall. But yeah, this was like playing the Fryron trailer on this little like 6-inch screen over here. And then they have again, like a bunch of copies of Volume 1 and then a little bit less of all the other volumes. And they even have, I think this is an art book over here, Fryron art book, but Fryron was like
they had a
in
different
its heyday.
art book when I was there, and I couldn't open it and look inside because it was covered in plastic. But
Yeah, a lot of these you can't
is,
really see, but yeah.
It's I don't really want it for an art book, like it's not. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's like truly an amazing series, but it's like that's not what I go to for Freyren, like it's not.
Yeah, which is why I think Fryron is one of the more successful, in my opinion, adaptations, because I like it when an adaptation into anime especially takes something where the art isn't look, the art in Fryron is good. The art in Fryron is not the main attraction. The writing and the characters is better than the art, right? Just 100%. But I have seen the scenes from the anime. I have watched some of the anime. I've seen those action scenes and stuff, and it's awesome. They animated it really well. Being able to add that on top of already good writing, like, elevates it to the next level.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a good adaptation. It's the same as, again, I love Hiromu Arakawa. I have her art book back there for Full Metal Alchemist. But even her art, and her paneling and stuff is incredibly interesting. Her art is not the best, and that's why, the anime for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood especially is a superior way to consume it, in my opinion, just generally.
Unfortunately, like with FMA, it's all like weirdly debatable because of how
it's broken up. Yeah,
because of how it's broken up. But yeah. I'd agree. The anime is better.
Yeah, just from, if you compare sort of arc to arc, I guess, against like a complete arc in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and in the manga.
Oh, I'm with you. I
definitely think it's sort of the
people
anime
online will say it's debatable just because of how it's all split up.
This is just a bunch of magazines. You can see, of course, there's Gravure stuff and some Zelda stuff down here. Cute girls doing cute things, more magazines, trying to see if there's anything super. Oh, this is Love Live? Yeah, it's a bunch of Love Live. Bocchi the Rock, still being strong from its sort of year previous anime. Blue, what is this? Blue Archive. Yeah, all that stuff. Yes, more.
It's
more
interesting
Yomi no
seeing
Tsugai.
Like the trash, some of the trash I read and don't talk about here on the shelves. That was one interesting thing.
Yeah, for sure. There's a bunch of stuff where you go like, oh yeah, I read that, and then it's like, and it's there in Japan, and it's popular or being advertised.
Yeah, it's like I thought I was the only human being in the world that read that. Oh, Smoking Behind the Supermarket.
Exactly. Yeah, Smoking Behind the Supermarket, which I actually saw a lot of Smoking Behind the Supermarket being advertised. It was in pretty prominent positions when I looked. This is on the same level as something like Yomi no Tsugai, and it sells just as well, if not better. So
I love the person who wrote their recommendation did like a little cigarette puff.
Oh yeah, over here. Yeah, I have to tell us what that says. But I guess they're published by the same magazine as well. They're both Square Enix. But yeah, this is for example what I mentioned of the first. There's like 2 copies of the first chapter of Full Metal Alchemist, and they'll have 1 chapter of all the others. And then immediately next to it is Yomi no Tsugai and stuff. Is this where? No, okay, this is good. This is like
that's both the first volume of FMA. How did they make Edward a whole picture?
This is a mirrored.
My brain not working?
This is a mirrored.
Oh, this is a mirror. Okay, yeah. I was like, whoa, how did that work? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. This is Toilet Bound Hanaka-kun, I believe, which is at least these bottom ones are. So yeah,
I haven't seen it or read it, but I like the art.
I've heard a lot about it. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I've heard it's interesting. Let's see. This is nothing super interesting here. I think I just took this picture of like maybe there's something interesting to talk about here. Yeah, more stuff. You can see this is just kind of they break things up by the magazine that publishes them usually. So you saw back here, this was the sort of like Square Enix. This is like the Square Enix sector, right, which publishes Smoking Behind the Supermarket and Yomi no Tsugai and whatever this is over here on the right. And yeah, there was. Trying to see if there's anything else interesting here. Oh, this was interesting. This is what is this one called? uh, on the upper left here.
Uh, yeah,
That one.
it's that one. Polar Opposites.
Yeah, you and I are polar opposites. This is like Hokkaido Gals over here, which I've read. I didn't notice it because I hadn't read at the time, but down here, kind of in the bottom middle right, is Magie Lumiere, which is cool to see. And this is, I think, Red Cat Ramen next to it, which I've seen people talk about, but I have not read.
Okay, yeah, I've read like a lot of that. That cat doesn't seem familiar to me, but
maybe it's not Red Cat Ramen, but
it seems like it could be.
I think it's
right?
Red Cat Ramen, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like a red cat. I don't know.
Cats don't look like that, though. That's strange. Okay, I think you're right. It is Red Cat Ramen. It's got to be. What else is it? Right?
Surely, right? Like the red. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not, but who knows? There's so much manga being published, but
yeah.
This is our fan favorite last year, Vibration Man, which got canceled. But you know, they had it here, and it was a little advertised, and I thought, oh yes, that's great. I think this was already canceled by now. There's Volume 1 of Shoujo Null, which we talked about, which is a trashy, violent. Violence is its only thing. I think I read
the one chapter of Shoujo Null. I'll read. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I read 3 or 4 chapters, and it was like, yep, I get it. It's hyperviolence. That's its thing. This series, which I can't remember the name of, people talked about. This is like super popular. This volume 1 sold like bangers over there. And I saw it advertised quite a bit. Oh, and here's this only got translated recently, but here's this Beast King and Medicinal Herb. We talked about this volume or chapter 1.
Yeah, we did.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah. It's weird because there's always like a delay, right? Between like, oh, this was like out in December and it got translated for us in like early February or something in the West. So
yeah, exactly. So volume 1 is completely
you've got the Hokuto no Ken, which is, what is this called? Fist of the North Star. And some stuff here. Yeah, they still had Kaguya, Oshinoko, Kingdom. Yeah. So everything that, you know, if you're in the manga sphere, there's a lot here, right? It isn't just it is not just Weekly Shonen Jump stuff. Here's Witch of Mercury stuff, other Gundam things. It's like all Gundam or all mech stuff. All mech stuff, I guess. Yeah, more Gundam Seed. This is all Gundam. This is I think there was just a Gundam wall, if we're being honest. Oh yes, here's the good shit. Pluto. Yeah, because this is, again, the anime just came out. They've restocked their copies of the manga to go along with it. Here's the original. It's weird that they has Astro Boy actually on there, but the original Tezuka, I guess they call him Tezuka Osamu. Osamu Tezuka Astro Boy volumes that cover the strongest robot in the world. It was cool to see Naoki Urasawa being published there. I saw his stuff, but it was a lot less sort of forward and advertised. I think we already saw this picture. Okay, here we go. Back to Japan. This is me going to Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower is very cool.
It's a shame that the One Piece, it's not like the One Piece floor isn't there anymore.
Yeah, there was like a floor for buying stuff, floor for souvenirs, and then like a floor for food and stuff. And that was kind of all that was really inside of it that I ended up doing. But it did have it had really awesome views. Like I went down later and saw, this is I went to this tower. And unfortunately, when I went to this tower, the top floor that you usually could go to as a viewing floor was closed for some private event. So I didn't get to go up there, but
is that just the Metropolitan building?
No, this is we'll see it in a couple of pictures. It has a name. It's like the Azubai Hills or something like that. But just like, this is like looking out towards the water. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's the
one in Roppongi, right? Okay.
Yes, it is. This is in Roppongi or near Roppongi at least. This is a cool reflection on that building of the Tokyo Tower as I walked up. Yeah. Azabudai Hills. That's the call. This is like a new, like shopping mall building thing. Again, like inside this, I think it's a hotel or no, I guess people actually live here. I guess it's more of like an apartment thing. Obviously high end. But there's also like 5 floors of a mall inside here. And I think there's another manga thing in here. This is a cool kind of art fixture. Yeah, here's like the second manga store I went into. So again, Frieren advertised Doraemon over there. This one had Kindergarten Wars, like a whole, this is kind of its Weekly Shonen Jump area, right? Because we've got One Piece over here. We've got Cypher Academy. We've got, what is this one called? Ichinose, Deadly Sins, Kindergarten Wars. Over here, we've got this garbage, whatchamacallit.
Oh yeah.
That thing.
Fuck. We shit on it all the time.
That
I
garbage.
don't
That
remember.
garbage thing that we don't like. Yeah. I mean, again, JJK volumes. Yeah,
Newey's Exorcist.
New Age Exorcist. There you go. Yeah. You and I are polar opposites. Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. Yep.
Chainsaw Man Part 2. Yeah, this is sort of their big WSJ wall, I think. Yeah, Undead Unluck up here. So not like super advertised, but it was cool to see Kindergarten Wars. Like what I kind of learned also, the way that they set up these manga bookstores is the stuff that's at the bottom that's kind of laid out to where you can see the full cover or see lots of full covers. Like that's the big advertising space. There are sort of like end capstones, which we have here in the West too, right? Like mostly it's, everything is filed away on the bookshelf. And then if something's on the end, it's a capstone, or there'll be, sort of middle things set up with covers facing out. But yeah, this is like a big deal that all of these Kindergarten Wars volumes are there. So Kaiju 8, yeah, this is like more of the same kind of Kaiju 8. New Age Exorcist, yeah. Goku Rakugai again. Doraemon sneaking in, of course. Call of the Night, Frieren. So yeah, I mean, lots and lots of stuff. A big thing for Blue Box here, which I appreciate because that series is awesome. The One Punch Man volume's always there.
It's really funny that Saitama is getting Mike Wazowski in his cover. Like the sticker's covering his face completely.
Oh yeah, it's a sticker of him, but yeah, that is a very Saitama thing to have.
Yeah, it's great.
Hilarious.
I love that.
Oh man, I didn't even notice. Blue Box. Yeah, it's a big display for Akane. It even has a little like these little cards above, sort of giving more, I don't know, advertising space to it. But yeah, Dan Dan over here also coming in. As I say, I think the next picture is Dan Dan, MMA, Mashal, Sakamoto Days. Lots of good stuff. Lots of stuff we talk about on the show quite a bit. Again, in really prominent advertising spaces from what I was seeing, especially Dan to Dan, right? Dan to Dan, we've got volume like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 5 again. So, almost every volume here being sort of set out. Oh, and Witch Watch over here too. So yeah, lots of good stuff there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, actually, I forgot about this. A big display for Sakamoto Days, and lots of volumes there. So very cool to see. I think Sakamoto Days anime will be announced this year. Yeah, big display again for Yomi no Segai. Huge display for Spy Family. My Hero, as always, is there. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, like I said, the sort of end cap things being laid out to where you can see their full cover and get to them easier. That's kind of the big display things. More Square Enix, more smoke behind the supermarket. This is the 2 Akakasaka series.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this is Oshinoko and what's the other one called? Die Red. I don't remember because I'm not up to date on it. But
I read like 2 chapters of that. Yeah,
I read like 13 or 14. I need to go back and catch up. Yeah, this is, what is this called? Joke. I forgot the name of this series. It's the other Osamu Tezuka really popular work. But yeah, this is a bunch of Osamu Tezuka works. These are all his. Does it have? No, it doesn't. It does not have his
in the middle row.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, it is. That is Nausicaa. Good catch. Yeah, I didn't even notice
sequel? Like, this is like, what is this?
It's probably some kind of art book or tribute art or something like that. Because these are like, I don't know, gathered art pieces or something. I'm not sure. Blackjack. That's what this is called, I think, right?
Okay.
By Tezuka.
That sounds right.
Yeah, The Art of the Boy and the Heron. Yeah, other like Ghibli art books and here stuff. So, yeah, this was like complete Akira 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I thought was pretty cool that they still sort of have that prominently featured and around. Doraemon, of course. Anything else interesting here? Nah. Yep, more of the same stuff here. Same pictures. Yeah, here's the Weekly Shonen Jump that was published when I was there that I got for Gautam. So he has that now.
That's a dope one.
It's a good one. This is just an interesting thing of like all of the different actual manga magazines that are published of like that you never see, right? Like here's the one that publishes Frieren. There's half naked girls. Here's Jump SQ, I think. There's like Jump SQ, Jump Giga, of course, are all the Jump ones, but there's also a bunch of them, of course, that we don't read much out of, like Showcom. Don't know what that is. This looks like it's Cheese Monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just tons of stuff that doesn't make it over here, isn't published. And then, of course, some stuff does make it over here from America. I have no idea what this says. 2020, but it has American
2024
vibes.
for beginners. Yeah, this
It had
is patriotic ass
America
magazine.
vibes. So
That's what every cover looks like. That's crazy.
Yeah. These were, I think, either light novels or short novels. But this was a manga, right? We read this, didn't we? I don't know if we went over it, but this was the.
I'm not sure what this is.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's the series where it's like the high school janitor like helps kids with their problems. It's like high school janitor's like a girl.
I don't think I've read
I'm
this.
pretty sure. I thought that we had read chapter. I definitely read a couple chapters of this. I thought that you read chapter 1 with me at some point, but yeah. Here's a Fool Night, which I think is next on my to read list. I have been hearing lots and lots of good things about that. That's getting translated now finally. So, and that's picking up steam in Japan as a really, really popular series. So, we're getting closer to the end of my trip. This is Shinjuku Gyoen, which is garden. So this is Shinjuku Garden. It costs like 500 yen, like $3 to get into. And it was really pretty. I didn't put all my pictures in here, but
that was such a good one.
Yeah.
If you guys go to Tokyo, you should go to that park.
Yeah, Shinjuku Garden is really, really good. As far as the parks I went to, is definitely my favorite. This is, what is this called? Meiji Jingu.
This is right next to Yoyogi Park. Yoyogi Park?
Yoyogi?
One of the two.
Yoyogi? Yeah. These are all like sake barrels that are all painted and designed and stuff. I have a funny story. So this is when I went and I tried to go back to the castle, and it was closed. And I was like, well, what do I do? And I like wandered around and did some other stuff and had like a late lunch. And I was like, oh, I'll go to this Meiji Jingu thing. It's on the way. It's close. And I got there at like, and I looked on the, online, and it was like, oh, it closes at 6 p.m. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like 4:30 or something. But I like step into the like sort of closed area of this Meiji Jingu, of this park, at like 5:15, and they're like calling like, the park is closed, please exit the park. And I'm like, okay. And so I like power walk, I'm like, I book it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go see the shrine. That's like, the big thing of why you come here. I like book it, power walk into the shrine. It's like half a mile. I get there and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm here. I'll take some pic. And there's like signs everywhere of like no pictures. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So they like kicks me out of the park as soon as I got in. It didn't let me take pictures of the shrine, which is like the cool part at the end of Meiji Jingu. But
I have pics of that shrine. I there wasn't like a no picture thing when I was there.
Really? I mean,
when I was there last few times. I didn't go this time. But
yeah, I mean,
I'll just send you my pictures, and you can pretend you took pictures.
Yeah, it's really well known for like, it's really well known for the big, like, what are they called? Torii gates. So it's really like, these things are also like, again, the scale doesn't seem large. These things are also like 40 feet high, and amazing. So yeah, Meiji Jingu, I wish I had been able to actually be there, but I couldn't. I went back to Odaiba on one of my last days. This is a really bad picture of Tokyo Big Sight, which is where they hold, what's the big anime convention? The really big one in winter. It is called Comiket. Yes.
Okay.
Comiket happens at Tokyo Big Sight. It's basically like their biggest sort of like event area. So for instance, the Hollow Live, if you're into VTubers like I am, Hollow Live just had their Hollow Festival there this past weekend, I guess. So that's a sort of a big event. I did this Team Labs thing, which was okay. I think if you have a family and like sort of younger kids that have never seen an art display, it's pretty cool. I was less impressed by it simply because there's lots of people around you, and harder for me to enjoy art when it's like, oh, like be calm and be at peace and look at all these flowers being sort of displayed around you. And you're like, yeah, but there's people everywhere and I am not at peace.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And then this is the last thing. This is a video I took on the train kind of out of Tokyo. It's interesting that this is like 10 or 15 miles like east of Tokyo. And it's sort of like still developed, still like tall buildings, still like a dense metropolitan area. There's this sort of public housing that they have. If you've seen Dragon Maid, she lives in an apartment in one of those. Lots of people. I mean, there's also in what's that KyoAni show with the eye patch girl? Why am I forgetting?
Oh yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I know
Eighth Grader Syndrome, whatever that show.
Chunibyo.
Chunibyo, yeah. Chunibyo, they live in an apartment complex like those ones we saw. So I thought that was really interesting. That's basically the end of my trip. So
yeah,
there was a lot of stuff. I had a lot of good food.
Interesting to think about because it's like we were in Texas, right? So we can drive through a bunch of nothingness, but we're in the States, so we have like a bunch of land. So Japan is a small island nation, so everything is kind of densely packed together until it's not.
Yeah, it's very different, for sure. All right, cool. Let's go to Gautam. Tell me about your trip. Where did it start?
Yeah, so this is the fish market I went to. I'm not a huge fan of fish.
Is this Tsukiji?
Tsukiji Fish Market.
Yeah, I went here. I didn't put pictures of it, but I definitely went here. Yeah,
very not a huge fan of fish, so but like my friends had like a tour thingy, just a few tour type things interspersed throughout, and this is one of them. The tour guides are awesome; they were very lovely. But it was a cool experience, and I ate a portion of what they gave me. It was an eating tour, which was a little rough because I had to say no to a lot of things or pretend. Like, oh wow, this is so good, I'll save it for later, and I put it in my backpack and I threw it away later.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was a good time. It was really packed. It was nice going into like the fish emporiums and seeing all the soon to be dead fishes and the lobsters and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
did you?
Yeah,
because when I was there, it said like, oh, it's called Tsukiji Fish Market, but they sold a lot of like you could buy, meat bowls and Kobe beef and all this stuff in there. So there's, I don't know what.
Oh yeah, in the market itself, yeah.
The market itself just sells a bunch. It's like a tourist destination.
So the tour took us to like a few restaurants, but they were of course fish restaurants. But we got like the back of house. It's like the private seating, like that they.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I guess that the tour guides like knew the people, so it was neat. It was a cool experience.
Very cool. Yeah.
Right.
You took only a couple of pictures of a manga place, but
yeah. I didn't know we'd do this, so I didn't really take a lot of pictures at manga bookstores. But
Witch of the Beast,
yeah. There was Witch and the Beast. There was the one within the Villainous. There was like there's just a lot of manga.
Affection, yeah.
A lot of the niche weird manga that we talk about like pop up here. But yeah, Delicious in Dungeon. Kind of everywhere. As you see, it's like this the Bookwalker magazine, which is, or maybe it's a Tokyo Walker. I don't know. But
this one, yeah.
Yeah, big magazine. So I wanted to buy one, but then I realized that it only has Delicious in Dungeon on the cover, and that'll probably have a bunch of unreadable.
It's a magazine inside. Yeah.
Yeah, magazine related stuff. So I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Weekly Shonen Jump I bought us. What a cool cover.
That's a great one, yeah.
We got lucky on this one. Just
Spoilers.
A solid, yeah.
Trying to see what else. This is
that's the
Super Policeman Shoujo and
Esper Cop.
Dear Anemone.
Oh yeah, is that Dear Anemone? Okay, yeah. I guess it says right there.
Some extra stuff like this we did not get in the West. Strange Lovers.
I have no idea what that is. Yeah.
I don't know. There's always extra stuff in there.
Yeah, I found this book, All of the Faces of One Piece.
All Faces.
And there's
Volume
3 of them.
2 and 3. Yeah, that's insane.
It just made me realize how many fucking faces One Piece has, and I love it.
I guess, yeah, that's funny. What are these over here too? Like log collection. What Foxy Battlescape?
I think these are for like the super collectors because I don't know
Oh, it's
what
DVDs. Okay, yeah.
I don't know what I'd do with all those books of faces. Like
Oh, here's volume one. Like one.
I'd
Yeah,
flip
one.
I'd flip it to the Enel face, tear it out, and frame it.
Yeah,
And
exactly. There's like
I'd leave it.
the Enel
There's a
face.
ton of good faces.
I was
There's
gonna say
like
there's actually a lot of good faces.
yeah, One Piece is just known for it, so I get why there's a book of faces, but it's like 50,000. No, sorry, more than 70,000 faces. That's so wild.
Is that what this is saying?
Yeah,
24,000
yeah.
faces?
27.
That's
then
insane.
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So we're looking at like 75K faces across all. Like,
I should have bought volume 1 just to see what that book
like
is
what is
about.
this? Yeah,
Is it just a different face on every page?
Let's just like the volume pictures, but without stuff. Okay, we gotta talk about this shirt because when you were in Japan, you sent me because you haven't read Attack on Titan. You were like, did I just get spoiled by Attack on Titan? So
For what it's worth, I have a little bit of Attack on Titan left. I'm in the Marley part of the story, which isn't spoiling much. I guess spoiler warning before we talk about this.
Kind of not.
I still haven't finished Attack on Titan. I plan on it. But I'm like, I saw this shirt in one of like the anime shops, and I'm like, this is a dope fucking shirt. What is this? And I'm like, oh, it's Attack on Titan. And then like at the bottom it says, how exactly are you free? And you'll answer me once we drag you out of here. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is the ending. I just spoiled the ending for myself.
Well, and you sent this to me, and you were like, hey, did this shirt just spoil the ending? And I look at it, and I'm like, what is this? Because I read Attack on Titan. I've seen it. This is not. A few
people said, what is this? Yeah.
This is not really what happens. The quote I think is from the end, but this is not. Like, I cannot figure out what this is on the left. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know if you have the other picture where his spirally head goes to the back of the shirt. Yeah, I'm assuming it spirals into whatever that is.
But this especially confuses me because this is just flat not like this over here. I recognize like, okay, they're using the 3DS gear. Like this is Mikasa probably there. And then, some of the other hairstyles you could be like, oh yeah, that's, what's his name or whatever. This is not an Attack on Titan. Like I do not understand. This is like the poorest representation I've ever seen. A part of me is
glad I didn't get fully spoiled. The text did spoil me. I won't speculate. I won't talk about it just in case people haven't read it, or watched it. But yeah, like I sent this to Bruce, and Bruce is like, "What is this?
What is this?"
He's like, "Is this official merch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's official merch." And he's like,
"No way.
What is it?" Okay, well, you're kind of right that they are like fighting Eren. Again, we said spoilers, so I think we're good there.
Yeah.
It's but it's like I have no idea who this wiggly meat monster on the left is, and I'm like, oh, I thought that would be Eren.
It's
like no,
it's not. Like it's not at all. This does not make any sense to me. I don't know what this is.
Is there no point in the story where Eren's head swirly dirls like a spiral meat spaghettis, like in that?
No,
okay.
No. I'm trying not to spoil. Eren does look different a little bit by the end of the series, but he does not look at anything like this. So, yeah, I don't know about that one.
Bizarre.
Here's a different shot of where I started. This is Ueno Park.
Yeah, this is Ueno Park again.
Yeah.
It's a little time lapse for you.
Yeah, here it is 3 months later. Still,
3 months later.
All the lily pads still dead in this pond.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Where is this? One of the Pokemon centers. This is the one in the Skytree, actually. Yeah.
Oh, really? I should have gotten the Skytree. That looks cool.
Yeah, next time, man. They have like a lot of cool stuff. They have the Pokemon Center, Jump Store, Sega Store, Kirby Store, they have all these specialized things.
Oh, cool.
In the Skytree, I one shot. I 100 yen in a Frerin crane game. I won a Mimic chest, and this girl behind me said Sugoi, and I said Sugoi, and it was a Sugoi day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually the next picture is the Ghibli store, also at the Skytree.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Totoro and mostly Totoro.
Yeah, but I didn't go there because I didn't buy anything there because I had the Ghibli Museum ticket.
Tree Village Cafe.
Yeah, so this is some weird Code Geass shit where Lelouch is dressed like his dad or something, and Suzaku's dressed as Zero. I don't know what's going
Oh
on
yeah.
here.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. Now that you say that, I was like, I didn't even notice that they were swapped, but they totally are.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and Suzaku ain't looking
oh, and
great. And
here's
then
like
and then I
the
saw
BL,
that.
the
Yeah.
BL, yeah,
Yeah,
for
also official
$3.
merch. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so Gias really does know what it's doing.
Yep.
Uh,
Absolutely.
this is me? Oh yeah, this is me. I don't know what this is. I just took
Okay.
a pretty picture on the train. Oh, yeah, on the way to Hakone. So this is Hakone.
Oh, okay.
Mountainous, really pretty. Honestly, just a nice
It
fucking
looks
trip.
great. Yeah, definitely the next time I go, I want to make a trip more into the inner mountain area. I thought this was
Yeah,
a One Piece boat, but Gautam tells me it isn't. I still think it could be.
it in your dreams it is.
Yep.
In your heart it is. It could be. You know, it's the
Shinoko.
our favorite character from One Piece, Queen Ashinoko. But no, it's just it's a pirate ship. They have pirate ships in Hakone that take you around Lake Ashi, and
Mm.
yeah, you get a sweet view of Mount Fuji, and it was
Oh,
great.
very
There's a
cool.
lot of people on the ship, but yeah, I don't know. I met a few people. We just chatted and looked at the view. It was awesome.
Very cool.
Also
Here's
in Hakone,
the Nerf
uh,
bus.
yeah, the official Evangelion shop is in Hakone, and a lot of their buses have like the Nerve logo. This one is like Asuka, the Asuka bus, I guess.
Yeah, the Unit 2
Unit
bus.
2
Yeah.
bus.
You can see on the side there, it's got O2, a Burger
And
King.
I just
Oh,
love
it's okay.
that public buses in Japan have the Nerve kind of statement, a modus operandi, which is basically just
Oh yeah,
saying
like what is it? Like God's
fuck
in
God.
his like
Yeah.
God's in his whatever and all's right with the world. I can't
God's
remember.
in his heaven and
Yeah,
all is
God's
right
in
with the
heaven and
world.
all's right
Which
with the world.
which basically means that God's up in heaven and he doesn't give a fuck about what we do down here,
Mhm.
so we can do all this fucked up science.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Uh,
Nerf's thing is like we killed God with one of the impacts. Now we're gonna do whatever the hell we want to
yeah, or
do
God
our
is
shit.
fucked off. Let
Yep.
us just do whatever the fuck we want, like
That
you
is
just
funny.
said. Yeah. But it is hilarious to see in like such a spiritual and religious country. We have a fuck God bus over there. Um,
Oh, and
yeah,
so Hakone is the place. Is it the place that's like known for the monkeys and the hot springs? It is,
I
right?
believe
Or one
so,
of
but
them.
this one's not in Hakone. This is
Oh, okay.
I went back to Kyoto, and this is Arashiyama Monkey Mountain. It's
Ah.
a hike up the mountain, and you get to see these cute monkeys just hanging about.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. I had like all the monkey pictures because I thought they were cool. And
Yeah,
you just get to like be with them, right? Like they could walk up and touch you and stuff.
yeah, and they do for some people, but you're not really recommended
You're
to
not
like
supposed to touch them, right?
to mess with them or touch them or like just because
Yeah.
they're animals. So
Yeah.
who knows what they'll do. But they were all pretty chill.
Cool.
This was the view of Kyoto at large.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I have a better pick of it here in a second.
Yeah, more
Um,
monkeys.
more monkeys.
You can
Yeah,
see it
just,
kind of on the upper left there too.
and here's a monkey kind of like picking bugs or something out of the other monkey. They're just like us. They were having like relationship drama. It's like a bunch of monkeys split off into pairs,
That's fine.
like grooming each other. Yeah, more Kyoto skyline. This is go to the third monkey pic here. This is my best
This
picture.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Is the
This
two
is a
monkeys
very cool
walking
picture.
and the whole Kyoto skyline and Kyoto Tower over there in the
Yeah,
background.
that's very cool.
Yeah, what a dope fucking. This is
Yep.
maybe one of the best pictures I've taken. I love it.
That's a good one. The mountain stuff in the back too.
Yeah, it was awesome. And
This
this is
looks
also
really
at
sick.
Arashiyama. Yeah, it was
Okay.
along the river. I just moseyed on. I was walking a lot, fellas. I was
Yeah.
at like 25 to 30K steps a day. But I think it's the part of it. You know, you're soaking in the vibes. You're having a great time, and that just walking is part of the deal.
Yep.
Yeah, a lovely river shot. The same river from the other side of the river. Yeah, and I went to the Pokemon store. I bought this Squirtle. He is very cute, and
The
the
best
hotel
starter.
hotel came with
The best Gen
mini
1
pig.
starter.
You know, I always used to think that was Charmander, but I think I'm coming around. I think it is. Squirtle.
I've always been a Squirtle, but I also like my brother got red version and I got blue version. It was like, well, Squirtle's on the front and blue's my favorite color, and it was an easy choice from there.
Blue's my favorite color too. I just realized, I don't know, in my older age that Squirtle is prime and peak.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when I'm like 40, I'll like Bulbasaur. Who knows?
Probably not. Nobody likes
Maybe
Bulbasaur.
not. Maybe not. Yeah.
You were there for
Let's
cherry
not, let's not
blossom
go too
season,
far.
though.
Yeah, this is a park in Kyoto. I forgot what it's called. It's a nice park though. This is the park that is attached to the Kyoto Imperial Palace.
Okay,
So,
yeah. This is also a
and
really good picture.
I wasn't there for cherry blossom season, but they were starting to bud, as you saw in the last picture.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
This
you
is
were a little
Nara.
early. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. This is
this
where the
is
deer
Nara.
are, right?
Yep, you might be able to see some of them. Oh yeah, there. One of
Yep.
the culprits.
Found one.
Those Nara is an experience. It's beautiful. You could get there in a short amount of time if you're in Kyoto, and it's nice seeing the deer. I don't think I would go again because the deer are all kind of lethargic, fat, lackadaisical, and overfed.
And they just
Uh,
like, if they're hungry, they just like follow you around and pester you for like food.
they pester you, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you've given them food before. But they will
Yeah.
bow. They'll do the
Oh
Nara
yeah, they do the. I've
classic
seen
bow.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've gotten worse since tourism has increased in Japan. It's like kind of a hotspot right now,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and the deer are seeing the ramifications of that. I'll tell
Oh,
you
for
what.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's so cheap. Like my cost. It's probably the same for you, but my cost for going to Japan was like 60% of it was like the ticket over there. And then like 25% was like the places I stayed. And then it was like barely any money to eat food and go anywhere and do anything and ride the train. Like it was so cheap.
You're 100% right. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. The bulk of the cost is the tickets, and your accommodations are cheaper than any other country I've seen. Like,
My accommodations were yeah, probably cheaper than other countries, but not super cheap, I would say. Although did you do like the capsule hotel stuff or
no,
what
I
did you
didn't.
do?
I booked
Okay.
solo rooms because
Oh yeah.
TLDR, the rooms we had were like a lot of shared rooms, in like nice hotels. But one of my friends snores, and I cannot sleep if that happens. Like if depending on how loud it is. So I was just like, fuck this. After I lost a night of sleep, and I booked my own stays, and the hotel in Takayama was $35 for 2 nights. Pretty
Mhm.
nice hotel. It came with pajamas, very clean, 2 beds. It's like $35 for 2 nights. How do you make fucking money? The Kyoto
Yeah.
one was like 3 nights, and it was like $70 for 3 nights. Like this is not $70 per night. This is 70
Oh, it's
bucks
like
for all 3 nights.
$25, like $23 a night or whatever.
Yeah, and the Takayama one was like $17.
That's crazy.
And it's
Because
insane.
the place that because I just rented an Airbnb, like I stayed in one location the whole time, and mine was like, yeah, it was like around there, like $40 a night or so for everything. And I had like my own bathroom, and there was a washer and dryer in there too and stuff. But it was pretty small, but it was like $40 a night. But when you're there for like 2 weeks, right, that adds up, and that's like $500 or $600 to
Dude,
stay
next
there.
time,
But
next time, just do hotels. I don't know why, but every
Yeah.
trip they have been very fucking cheap.
I tried to look at the hotel prices, and it was like, I don't know, they were like a little bit more expensive, but I maybe just the area of Tokyo. I was looking at, but-
Tokyo is more expensive.
Yeah,
for
that's
what it's
probably
worth.
what it is.
Tokyo-
Tokyo's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Cool. And then suddenly
and
it
this-
snowed.
Yeah, this was Takayama. This is my favorite place in Japan. I usually went there when it was sunny, but it was snowy this time, which was a good thing and a bad thing. The bad part is I didn't have shoes for it, and I'll
Oh,
explain
yeah.
later. It was fine. I hiked up this like go back real quick. I hiked up to this like snowy old village, and
looks really
there's
cool.
like a woodsman hut, the village chief's house, like the the metalworker house.
Mhm.
It's like it was beautiful walking around there. I almost ate shit a few times going uphill because of my flat ass shoes, but I didn't, and all was good with the world. Then day 2 in Takayama shows up. I hiked up the mountain that I did.
Mhm.
Well, this is one of them. And I'm like, okay, please don't eat shit. Oh, thank God they have steps. So I hiked up to the top, and I got a picture of the view of Takayama in the next shot here.
Oh, I guess
oh,
I must
well-
have grabbed it. but-
Oh, okay, no worries. This was the mountain that I actually climbed my first. Sorry, to the right. The horse guy.
Oh, horse guy. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the beginning of the mountain I usually climb in Takayama. Here's just a cool statue of a horse guy. Well, it's
This is
not a horse
probably
guy.
some. This is probably some general from like the 13th century or something, right?
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
get why this would be confusing. This is back in Hakone. We had some nice meat. Or no, this is
okay.
Takayama. We had some nice meat here.
That does look very, very.
Yeah, it's like A5.
A5
like,
Wagyu ribeye, probably.
Wagyu.
Or Wagyu food, yeah.
And mine
Looks
was like a
good.
rice bowl that they're like, okay, wait for 30 minutes and then you can eat this. And I'm like, okay. And they put it in front of me.
Yeah, I've watched YouTube videos of people preparing this type of food, and it is usually like yeah, I didn't know they bring it and say wait 30 minutes. That's funny and unfortunate at the same time.
It was brutal because I was so wanting the calories in my stomach.
Yeah.
All right, hit the next one real quick.
What's back in Tokyo?
Okay,
right?
well, the TLDR in Takayama, I climbed a mountain, and it was like fine on the way up. Like it was, of course, tough climbing a mountain, but the way down was fucked up. My shoes could not handle that.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
slipping and sliding my way down that mountain.
Jeez.
I'm like, I might eat shit here. I might fucking die. My whole body was sore after I climbed down because of how often I slipped and had to rebound. You know, like when you're
slip, tense the whole time.
Yeah, you tense up the whole time. You try not to eat shit. I didn't fall, but I fell to the point where I had to like grab brush next to me, you know, and I had to like, you know, it's like I fell on top of things, kind of. So it's like very dicey.
Yeah, I
very
remember
dicey.
Like years and years ago when I was like a freshman in high school, I guess I went snowboarding. And it's the same thing, right? Where it's like, did I fall down a lot that first day? Yeah, but it was soft snow. But there's also just like the tense of like, don't try not to fall, like exerting every muscle you can, like, you know, for an hour even is just like the most exhausted my body has ever been. Probably was doing that.
That's why I so wanted that rice bowl that was cooking in front of me, because this is after all this, and I'm like, fuck, I'm sore, and I walked a million miles, and like it was all adding up after that fucking mountain down.
Yeah. Like, okay, wait 30 minutes. Yeah. I thought it was good though, right? Was it good?
No.
No, oh no.
I should have gone with the beef, like I mean, the boys
beef looks
did.
Great, so yeah.
But this was supposed to be a beef bowl, but it had like very small amount of meat in it. Like
they put like 3 pieces of meat in these. I've seen, like I said, I've watched YouTube videos of guys make this. It's like
it wasn't even like 3 pieces, man. It was like 2 of those cubes, like worth of meat in there, and it was like. So it was like nothing. It didn't sustain me. I went to the Family Mart afterwards and I got katsu curry that they microwaved.
There you go. I like not too many meals from the konbini, but I got a lot of snacks from there. I had some really good snacks in the konbini. There was
croquettes. Magical.
I didn't ever get croquettes. One I bought just like a cup of like chocolate mousse. And I'm not even kidding. It might have been like the best chocolate mousse I've ever had.
Like, I know what you mean. I bought some mousse. I bought some ice cream. It's just fucking delicious.
It's just like good.
I can't tell if it's because we walked so much that we felt
it's part of it.
Like because stuff tastes better if you are desperately craving the sugars and calories, right? So I don't know if it's that or if it was just that good. But I'm with you.
The one thing I will say on Japanese snacks is. Something that I did not like. While I generally like every instant ramen I had was like 10 times as good as anything I've ever had in the States. That's all amazing. All of the hot food you get out of there is great. All of the drinks, all of the like onigiri or the like cold sandwiches were all really good. The potato chips in Japan are all sweet, and I do not like.
Oh, are
that.
they?
I tried like one of them was like hot chili flavored chips. And then I tried, just like salt and pepper, like nori seaweed flavored chips. I was like, okay, cool. These will just be salty or whatever. And I would eat them and they were just like, have you ever had like kettle corn?
Yeah, I hate it.
They all tasted like not as sweet as kettle corn, but they had that same sort of like, oh yes, this is a sweet and salty combo snack. Like every single one of them.
Potatoes are like really popular there. Maybe they're sweet potato chips.
Or I just think they just add, some sweetener to all of their chips. It was different because, in America, chips are primarily salty unless you're buying like a sweet flavor, like a barbecue flavor or something
Yeah.
like that. But if you get like sour cream and onion, like there's a little bit of sweetness, but it isn't like that like added fake sweetness. I don't know. The chips.
It's kind of funny. That's like the
disappointing me.
one thing that's reversed. America, the country that puts sugar in everything, it
It's
doesn't
just
put
like,
it in their chips.
yeah, the
but-
chips are for saltiness. But yeah, so you're back. This is the Shibuya Scramble,
Yep.
right?
Exactly. Back in Tokyo, this is the Shibuya Scramble, Shibuya Crossing. I had some ground view pics, but they don't look as good. So I took
Yeah,
it
I also
from the
took some
station.
ground view here when I was here. I didn't put them in because my pictures are not that good, and you can just like, you can just Google it, and there's a professional that it's taking.
Yeah,
So if you-
exactly. So I took this from the station.
Yeah, I ate. I didn't put it here, but I ate at the conveyor sushi that I think is like, I think it's in
Oh,
this
I did
building.
too. Yeah,
Um,
me too.
I
I
think
ate
it's
at the
in
same
this
one.
building. Yeah, it is because I remember I went up like right here. I think there's like elevators like,
alright.
right here.
It's pretty good.
It was good. Yeah, I actually thought that their karage there was like really good. I don't know if you got that, but
Nope. But I'm not a huge sushi guy, so whether it's good or not is kind of lost on me, especially. But
well, like the karage is the fried chicken, which
yeah. I haven't had the karage there.
cool.
So
This is-
I went
where
to
is
the
this?
Monster
'Cause I'm-
Hunter. Yeah, this is the Monster Hunter Cafe in Tokyo. So one night we went to the Monster Hunter Cafe. I drank a lot of beer. It was fun. This was a cool one because they had all of like the Monster Hunter swords and weapons and shit. I only took a picture of these because I was getting progressively drunker. But
But this is sick. This is like I'm like
Yeah,
a
they
huge
had all of
Monster
them.
Hunter fan, and like to see the like iron. What is this? Iron Greatsword and Rathalos Greatsword, Rathalos armor, or no Rathian.
honestly, it was sick, dude. I think next time
Zenogre,
you go to
dual
Japan,
blades.
you should go to the Monster Hunter one because
I didn't. I didn't put them in here, but in Akihabara and a bunch of the stores, they had a bunch of like Monster Hunter figures and stuff that were really cool. That I was like, not a figure guy at all, but I was very interested in buying those. So,
And they had like a special trailer for the new Monster Hunter game coming out that showed off.
oh
stuff.
yeah,
That
the
they-
wilds, yeah.
Yeah, apparently they hadn't put it like out yet, but I don't know how
Oh,
much I
really?
believe that. Because like surely someone would have taken like a video.
It's been out. That premiered in December. So that
They said it was
probably
like a
would've been out.
store special trailer or something.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a
Cafe
little different.
special trailer.
Hmm.
Yeah, who knows?
That's interesting.
But either way, that was a cool one. I'm not a huge Monster Hunter guy, but I appreciated
Yeah.
all the weapons.
I need to get you into it because I love the Monster Hunter games.
I played a lot of Rise, and
Yeah.
formula is just like not
You have to
for
be
me.
into the like grind of it. That's the whole
The
game,
grind
pretty
of
much.
it,
So,
right.
yeah.
I just don't like that the monster runs away and stuff. But that's a me thing, not on the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, the next one is we went to the Eorzea Final Fantasy Cafe
Oh, okay.
because one of my friends loves Final Fantasy.
That is a cool one.
Yeah,
Or
it was,
Moogle.
yeah, that was a cute drink. They had like these custom placemats. Kind of a lame cafe, to be honest.
I feel like all those cafes are not. That's not for me. I mean, this is cool. This is Justinian. I've played Final Fantasy. I've played FF14 up to the second to last expansion, so I know most of the characters and stuff are. I don't know who this is, or if it's supposed to be somebody.
that's
or not.
just a dragoon.
Well, no, this is Justinian, the guy on the
On the coaster.
on the
that's just
coaster. Yeah.
that's just a dragoon.
Oh, he really? It's not necessarily from. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
get-
just a class. It's I got to choose the coaster I wanted from. Like,
oh,
the
I see.
list
It
of
says
classes.
Dragoon on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is spoilers for FF14. This is Estinian, who is a dragoon. This is
Oh.
art. This is art of Estinian, who's like the most famous dragoon from FF14, I think. So
Oh, got it. I thought that was just like a starter class kind of thingy.
no, dragoon is an advanced class in F14. The
well,
Lancer is your base class, but yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was just
Don't
like
get
a
lost in the
generic
details.
class art. Is more so what I meant.
yeah. It might be. I think that's Estinian though. I think
Got it.
he's a character that I think was like they made generic class art for the dragoon, and they go, "That looks sick," and they're like, "Let's make that a character," and they did, and that's like what Estinian is. So
I chose the dragoon one because I think dragoons are fucking sick looking.
Mhm.
They're like one of my favorite FF classes, even though they're like kind of garbage most of the time. Because they look dope. But yeah, this cafe sucked. Kinda. The food wasn't great, and they didn't.
Yeah.
The Monster Hunter one had these cool fucking replica weapons, and a lot of space. And this one was like kind of cramped and didn't have anything really
Yeah.
aside from posters and stuff. So yeah, I'd say if you're into FF14, yeah, hit up the Eorzea Cafe. If not, skip this one and do the Monster Hunter one instead.
Yeah. Big shot for the bounty. Okay, this is a Cowboy Bebop exhibition. Is that what this is?
I still see the FF stuff. Oh yeah. There it is.
Swapping.
Yeah, this is the big shot. Is the photo spot for the big shot. So you could do the classic big shot pose.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, this is like the bounty hunter show that all the bounty hunters watch to find their next job opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is for the 25th anniversary of Cowboy Bebop. They had a little museum exhibit. Of course, Big O's there too, as you see to the left.
Yeah, Big O, Witch Hunter Robin, and then I don't recognize what this is over here.
I don't know who that last one is.
Yeah.
And she's kind of ruining the pick, to be honest. I should have just like look at all these like dope looking people, and then there's that weird anime girl like staring into my soul.
Like Japanese Robot Batman, Spike Spiegel, Witch Hunter, somebody. But yeah.
And then there's that high schooler.
High school girl from the 90s, yeah. Or the 80s or something.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and here's just some of the old school Bebop merch. Back in its heyday, they were making a lot of this stuff. They had some awesome vinyls too, but I didn't pick up.
And they've got some Big O stuff up here.
And Big O stuff. For the
I've never heard of Witch Hunter
that know
Robin.
Big O. Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm familiar with it. I've never actually seen it. Oh, they had mini discs, special preview. Yeah, it's so funny to see. Like, I don't know. I'm so far detached from like owning DVDs. Like, I haven't bought a DVD in like a decade. To be like, oh yeah, that used to just be like the thing that everybody collected.
Same here. I fell off the DVD wagon almost instantly once I figured out how to use the internet.
Once it was like, oh yeah, I can just watch anything I want online.
Here's dope Bebop stuff. Escaflowne, that's what it's called.
Escaflowne, yep. I watched that kind of recently, although I didn't pay attention to all of it very much.
Was that the high school girl we made fun of just a second ago? Yeah.
Is she from Escaflowne? Is that what that is?
I have no idea. I don't even know what Escaflowne or Escaflowne, whatever it's about. Yeah, it looks like the same character. She just looks creepy in that picture.
I don't think that's Vision of Escaflowne. Oh no, it is. It totally is. Because if I go images,
it's like Spike is like not looking at her intentionally.
Right? You know? That's the same girl, right?
100%. 100% that's the same girl.
that is Vision of Escaflowne. Okay.
Got it.
Vision of Escaflowne is back when it is an isekai, but it is good. And it is not an isekai. It is not a power fantasy wish fulfillment thing. Girl gets sent to a like like Game of Thrones robot fights. Isekai? I don't know. It's hard to describe. Vision of Escaflowne is widely regarded as a very good anime. And it is, I think, pretty good.
I guess that's why they're up here with the greats, huh?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what the grouping between all of these, like
made
Big O.
Made by the same, I think, production
Same studio?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it Sunrise who did all these? Who did this? Now I'm like curious. Who did Big O? Big O notation is a mathematical notation. Nope.
You put my pizza picture in here?
Sunrise. It is Sunrise, yeah. I did not put your pizza picture in here.
That was my one request.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, okay, I didn't know that you put that in there. Okay, I can get it. There it is.
And here's me eating Domino's pizza over the sink.
Mm-hmm.
No further comment.
Very important.
Yep.
Cool. Is that? This is the last picture.
Last picture. I just saw this cute Attack on Titan chocolate stand.
Chocolate drink stand.
It's very weird watching the Attack on Titan cast be cute and happy, but here they are eating chocolate, cute and happy.
More spoilers in this picture than there are in that
Seriously?
shirt. No, there's not. It just shows characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It just shows real characters, how they are actually kind of represented in the show and the
yeah.
manga, and that other one did not. It was just wrong.
After this, I start like meticulously overreading into this picture, trying to find the spoilers. Yeah, and
There's
that's
probably
not bad.
something in here. It's funny. Cool.
Of course, a billion things happen in the interim, but
Yeah.
not
And there's
not really enough to.
Yeah,
I didn't
I took
take
a picture of
pictures.
like every meal I ate, but I wasn't going to go through all that on the podcast. So, yeah, Japan is really cool. I would love to go back like once every 2 years would be something that I would like to do.
Yeah, me too. I love the place, man.
It'd be sick.
And
Yeah.
I think it is a very good reset for me, just mentally, and physically, because I walk a fuck ton.
Yeah.
I hit like an impossible weight goal that I had. Like I got down to like 155, and I am not there anymore instantly as soon as I came back to
Yeah.
America. I'm at, like 160. But I think it's like impossible. It's like, just don't go to a place like Japan where you're walking like so much all the time and then expect your gains to last in America, because here, where we don't have a walkable city at all, Austin, Texas, it's
Yeah,
all driving.
I live in like the most walkable area, and even then, it's like there isn't enough stuff to walk to all day to
Yeah.
like have an excuse. Whereas Japan, it's like walk half a mile to the train, you walk half a mile back, you walk quarter mile everywhere you're going. It's everything is walkable. Tokyo especially, it's just like you can walk and ride the train and get every single place you want to go in Tokyo, and it's cool. It's
It gives me
enjoyable.
a sense of adventure, because
Yes, I had that too. Yeah.
yeah, the walking feels like it leads up to something, and it always does, right?
You have a destination.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those were our trips.
Cool. That's
I,
awesome.
I-
man.
we just wanted to gush about it because we had such a good time.
Yeah, and the manga this week was uninspired, uneventful. We could not find many exciting things to talk about in manga this week. So,
Yeah,
but hey, you know what? Have you been to Japan? Is there anything you noticed about a manga bookstore or a place you visited or some food you ate or poorly represented Attack on Titan t-shirts maybe? If you've got those, drop them in the comments. We're happy to engage with those. I like hearing, like seeing the comments. Anything else about Japan, about any
Yeah.
recent stuff, Gautam?
so there's like a life-size Evangelion, like Eva Unit 1, that you can go inside of and stuff in Kyoto. And I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know about it until I like left that area. If anyone has gone inside it or has climbed on its hand, let me know. I'm
Yeah.
curious.
I remember this. Yeah, here it is. This thing.
Yeah. That's the annoying part. Is it's part of like a whole theme park, and I don't want to have to go to the theme park. I just want to. I'd pay to see this, but like
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go through the rest
Kyoto
of the
Studio
park.
Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's like the pose it has is like uninspiring. Like it's just kind of like
Does it just?
sitting there with his hand out. I don't know.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Either way, it is a bit uninspired, but
That
I
is
guess
cool.
for like a half model, I don't know what else you'd do, but let me know. Let me know how it is. I want to know what the cockpit of that thing is like.
Yeah, that would be very cool to go to.
Do they pump you with ACL jelly, or
They put
what
you in the
happens? Yeah, they put
ACLs
you
in-
in.
God.
They pump you full of ACL, and then they start like beating the shit out of the robot just to teach you a lesson.
They stab the robot's eye. You feel the pain.
Yeah, it's like, see, it's realistic.
Yeah, that's funny because I've been seeing Eva is kind of back in the zeitgeist because the end of Evangelion movie is back in theaters for its 20-year anniversary, maybe.
I got a model of Mari, from
Oh,
Japan.
really?
Yeah, I'll
Very
put it.
cool.
I'll put it together.
Very cool. Yeah, but like people have been talking about going to see End of Eva in theaters and seeing like the response of people who are either are not caught up on the anime of Eva or hadn't seen any of it, and to go see End of Evangelion, which if you have not seen End of
What a
Evangelion,
mistake.
the last like 45 minutes of that movie is nearly impossible to parse. And it is not actually about the story of Shinji anymore. It's like meta. It's like 3-level meta commentary about other stuff. Like it's just shots of like real life things and weird animation, and Shinji just like doesn't appear on screen for like 15 minutes. It's End of Eva is weird. I really like End of Eva, but the last
It
the
won't
last
make
30
any
or so
sense
minutes
for
of it.
anyone who's not watched the show. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it. The last like 20, 30 minutes or whatever where they play Kamsuser Todd, all beautiful stuff.
That stuff is
already hard to parse, but like the beginning hour of it won't even make sense to you if you haven't watched Evangelion proper. You know?
Yeah,
like,
the beginning hour where it's like actually Evangelion where everyone is dying and shit, that won't make sense. And then you'll get 30 minutes of like meta commentary without any anime that has nothing to do with it. And in the very end, everyone turns into Tang and they play Come to Todd. Yeah, which is the best part of the movie, to be honest. But
yeah, but you have to watch Evangelion regular to even get the vibe they're going for as well, you know, for that part too.
Yeah.
Classic.
Cool. All right. I think that's it for us this week. Thank you again, everyone, for listening or watching. Hey, if you listened to this whole episode and didn't watch us go through our pictures, go check us out on YouTube. You'll definitely want to do that. We're the weekly manga podcast. Don't forget to leave us feedback, give us comments, upvote, thumbs up, follows, ring the bell, all that good jazz. We put out one episode a week, so we're not going to be ringing your bell too much. Next week, we're going to be back with more regular weekly manga. Check out Twitter and Patreon, link in the description. And thank you for being with us. Thanks for going through our trips to Japan. Good to talk about that stuff. And I think that's it, Gautam. Tell everybody goodbye.
See you later, everyone.
Adios. And don't forget to read more manga.